How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins Linear Bounded Phenogram. In the last episode, we finished what I thought was the final route, or world line, or chapter, or whatever story to experience here in Linear Bounded Phenogram. I was wrong. I was very wrong. I was getting ready to do like my usual 10-minute rambling of what I thought of the game. But no, that was not the end. The end is still to come. It seems like this is the true final route. We have a story for Nai, believe it or not. I thought she kind of integrated into Mr. Braun's story, but I was wrong. Oh well. We have another story to go through, it seems. So buckle up and get ready for another Alpha World line. We're going back to the pain and misery, perhaps. Maybe not so much. I don't know. Maybe this will be a lighthearted story to end off Linear Bounded Phenogram with. Lunar Bifrost is the name of this one. Let's jump into it. The final route, or at least I freaking hope, of Linear Bounded Phenogram. Like, there's no more room on that screen for there to be another route. Unless they do some weird shit, which I really don't see happening. So I think we're in the clear for this to be the last route.
2年前のあの夏、私は当事者になれなかった。
Back then, I was still a child. I didn't realize what was happening to the people around me. I was the only one living a normal life back then. And by the time I realized that, nobody was left. My dad is gone. He died and left me alone. I haven't seen the college guy, the high school girl, or anyone else from the second floor of Dad's building since that summer. Wow, we are past all the depressing stuff. Everything has kind of happened. We're totally past that. Everyone close to me vanished all at once. The only thing I knew was that something had happened. But I didn't know what.
またここに来ちゃった。
It's like Dad's building had been frozen in time for the past 2 years. The closed shutters haven't been open once the entire time. I'm sure everything in the shop is covered in dust, which wouldn't be much of a change from the way things used to be. There might be spider webs everywhere now, though. I get shivers just imagining the spiders. I do hate spiders. I can handle I can't handle any of that shit. Nah, you're brave. I can handle cockroaches better than spiders, but hairy caterpillars are the worst. So the date is reading July, so I'm assuming at least a year almost has gone by. I don't really have anything to do here. I don't intend to go inside, and it's not like I'm waiting for someone. Actually, wait, didn't it say in the beginning how much time had passed? I am forgetful, I'm sorry. But I end up heading here after school once a month. I mean, can I check the log? Where's our log? Do we have a log of any sort? I tried the mouse wheel. Backlog, haha. Past 2 years. Ah, okay. See, if only I'd pay attention. I look around. The shops along the Akihabara's main street, Chuodori, change all the time. But over here, I feel like nothing's changed since 2 years ago. What's on our phone? Do we have anything? Nope. Nope. Okay, we're either very antisocial or we keep that clean. Yeah, nothing's changed. There aren't many people. Most of the buildings are multi-tenant types. There. I notice and start staring. At the roof of the multi-tenant building diagonally across from here. There I see a man wearing a black suit, smoking a cigarette and looking bored. I just call them agents. After Dad died, and after all the lab mems stopped showing up, they started appearing around this building. And they're not always the same people. In fact, they seem like different people every time. At first, I didn't pay much attention to them. But every time I came here, I was sure to notice a person in a black suit somewhere within view. They might be watching Dad's building, even though nobody goes in or out of it now. Those agents, they're waiting for someone. I wonder if they know the reason why my dad suddenly took his own life, and the reason why the lab mems stopped coming here. I always think about asking them, but just imagining it makes my heart race, and I get too scared. Once again, I leave that place as though I'm fleeing. That reminds me, that summer 2 years ago, a girl came to Dad's shop to work part-time and she said something strange. A time machine. A dreamlike machine that lets one travel to the past or future. Miyoshi, my class's name for our middle school math teacher, says that it's totally impossible to build one. But if a machine like that really existed, I'd go back to that summer. Go back to that summer and what? Do I want to get involved? Do I just not want to be left alone?
わかんないよ。
So what is she gonna do? I'd turn off my alarm clock and get out of bed. Where is she living now that she doesn't have, you know, a father or parents in general? It's 7 a.m. I'm pretty good at getting up on my own. Even when Dad was around, I'd get up by myself, make breakfast by myself, and take out the trash. The neighbors would always say what a responsible child I was. I'm still a little sleepy, but I quickly take off my pajamas and put on my uniform. My middle school uses a pretty plain sailor-style uniform. It's not very cute. But I don't have very good fashion sense, so uniforms are actually helpful for me. I learned that after entering middle school. Oh, okay, so I guess he's just crashing at Ferris's place. I wash my face in the bathroom and then go to the living room.
Yeah, Nai. Ohayo.
Oh, okay. There must have been... There was a connection between Ferris's father and Mr. Braun, right? I feel like there may have been?
おはようございます。
Having made his morning preparations, Uncle Yukitaka was drinking coffee and reading the newspaper. Well, he's set as an uncle, so maybe. Oh, you know what? Yeah, they did have connections. Remember in Mr. Braun's route, he wanted to do shit with the building, so we reached out to him. There's breakfast for 4 laid out on the table. Today it's ham stir-fried bok choy and tomato salad.
なえちゃん、今パン焼くから座ってて。
Who the fuck are you? I hear Aunt Chikane's voice from the kitchen, where she's wearing an apron and working. I sit down and pour some milk into my cup. It's been almost 2 years since the Akiha family took me in. After Dad passed away, I didn't have a single relative. I was worried about what I'd do, but Rumiho suggested this right away. Uncle Yukitaka, I want to say Yukitake, but that's not right, knew about me because my dad was familiar with the people in the Akihabara shopping district. Not only are they letting me stay here with them free of charge, but they're paying my tuition as well. They really are kind people. And very rich.
お姉ちゃんは？
まだ寝ているんじゃないかな。昨日も遅かったみたいだからね。
最近朝起きてこないね。
ベンチャー企業の社長さんは忙しいみたいだよ。
Rumiho started her own company when she graduated high school this spring. It's a small company with only 3 employees, but she's still the president nonetheless.
大丈夫かな？
ルミホには黒木もついているから心配はいらないよ。あの子はああ見えてしっかりした子だしね。
Good to know that the butler is still around. That's the butler's name, right?
そっか。
When I'm about halfway through my salad, Aunt Chikane brings me my toast. Her name is weird. They both have weird names. After spreading my favorite strawberry jam onto it, I take a bite.
それより、なえ、テスト勉強は大丈夫なのかい？もうすぐなんだろ？
予習はバッチリしてあるし。
You may not know it by looking at me, but I'm pretty smart. I was in the top 10 of my grade for the spring exams.
朝練は今もやっているのかな？
テスト前だからなし。
Sorry, I was getting a drink. I have on-brand Gatorade this time. I'm a member of the badminton team. I'm just okay. Why did I choose badminton? I just sort of felt like it. I always have morning practice, so I wake up 30 minutes early. So today I actually slept in.
そんなに急がなくてもいいのに。
I had gobbled down my toast through force of happiness.
朝練ないって話してたばっかりなのにね。
When I laugh, Uncle Yukitaka, god damn it, and Aunt Shikane smile gently. I'm doing so well because of the Akiha family. I wonder if I'm pronouncing her name right.
行ってきまーす。
That's where my hesitation was there. What a giant-ass building. In the end, I leave the house without seeing Rumiho. My school is near Naka Okachimachi Station. It's about a 30-minute walk. I could ride a bike to school, but I chose to walk instead. In part because I don't want the Akiha family to have to buy me a bicycle. Besides that, I like walking. You know, I would have said the same thing, but I got myself a bicycle. Fuck walking, fuck running, god damn. As I walk, I think of how things were 2 years ago. Back when I was in elementary school, I'd walk along this road to go visit Dad's building. At the time, my dad and I actually lived in Okachimachi. I don't know if you're actually supposed to pronounce the ch, or if it's more of a k. Now that I think about it, I wonder what happened to that house. It was pretty worn down and seemed like it could collapse at any moment. It was put up for sale, but I doubt anyone would want to live there.
朝から
You know, desperate measures, you know?
テンション落ちてきた。
Desperate times, desperate measures. And I felt so cheerful when I left home. When I'm alone, my thoughts have a bad habit of drifting into the past. I'm almost at the place where I meet up with my classmate, Mako-chan. We're both on the badminton team, and she's probably my closest friend at school. And that's why we always walk together in the morning. I slap my cheeks with my hands. I'm okay. There are people who greet me every morning. I'm doing well in both studies and sports. I have friends at school. If I continue living like this, I'm sure I'll end up happy. I'm sure I'll forget that summer someday. Someday. I mean, all things considered, I mean, she could be like absolutely depressed or straight up in an adopted family that she doesn't know. So really, all things considered, she is doing really well given the circumstances. And we have mail. Oh, Mako-chan says, Night-chan, did you go home already? I thought we could go together. And Ferris says, great news, I got preview tickets for the next month, or for next month's Rainet Kakeru movie. You interested? Let's see. So it's for the anime not access battlers. When's the next AB national tournament starting? I want to watch you win the championship again. And I want to go, let's go together. I want to go with this first one. You know, let's pry a little. I don't think it matters. With tests approaching, there are no club activities this week. I could go home as soon as school ends, but since the only thing I do, or the only thing to do is study, I want to take a little detour. So I decided to go to my secret place for the first time in a while. First, I buy a strawberry juice at the juice stand in front of Yodobashi and drink it on the spot. You could say it's like a ritual. If I drink strawberry juice here, the day always goes well. My allowance is limited, so I can only do it about once a week. And then I go down Showa Street heading to... Oh, an arcade. All right, nice. Nothing wrong with an arcade. It's not pretty or clean like any of the places along Chuodori. But I like this old rundown arcade. It's dimly lit kind of stuff, and the customers are mostly adult men. There isn't a single crane game or anything else that couples would find cute. But I like that it's dark. Nobody notices a middle school girl like me playing games here. My secret pleasure is coming here once a week and playing one game. I want to come here more often, but with practice and stuff, I can barely even do that. I always play fighting games. And that's a game where you select a character to control and then have a one-on-one battle. You usually fight against the computer, but other people can challenge you too. You can keep playing as long as you don't lose. And that's pretty nice for me given how limited my allowance is. All the good fighting game players gather at the big arcades along the Chiodori. I sometimes go to those, but this is my home field, and I don't plan on changing that. Now then, which one should I play today? Maybe I'll go with the usual Golden Wolf Fighter 4. Oh, but there's a new Blaze Black game out now. That sounds familiar. I'll play this today. I insert 100 yen and start the game. After playing with a new character for a while, someone challenges me. In a fighting game, your opponent is on the opposite machine, so you can't see their face. I like this about fighting games. The only measure of your opponent is their strength. Here, I'm not just a child. I'm a fighter and a gamer. They're pretty tough. I get focused when I fight strong opponents. I really like this feeling. I lost the first round. How frustrating. Yes, frustrating. That is the word I use when I lose a round. And I drank my strawberry juice today too. It's probably because I'm using a new character. It'll take some time before I learn their quirks and tricks. There's a little downtime between rounds. I stretch out to relieve some of my tension. When two of the men on the edge of my vision catch my eye, why did I not notice them? Or why did I notice them? They're sitting on chairs in front of arcade cabinets talking and not playing games. This isn't a McDonald's. If you sit there, people can't play games. On top of that, the fat one is holding a fast food burger and a drink. How annoying. I'm not a very pushy person. So even if I wanted to play a game, if some bad-mannered people were sitting in the seats like that, I probably wouldn't be able to say anything. I'd just give up and leave. You're adults. Try to act like it. I say only in my head. Round 2 begins. This is bad. If I don't focus, I'll lose again. The fat one of the pair finishes eating his hamburger and stands up. Why am I more curious about them than the game? I don't know. Usually I don't care in the slightest about other customers.
じゃあ資金の方は目処がついたら連絡よろ。
Oh, yeah, that sounds a little familiar. I accidentally hit the stick. That results in short, unsafe jump. In a short, unsafe jump. Come on, game. So naturally, I'm knocked down by an anti-air attack, which leads into a combo. I panic for a moment. I try to calm my nerves, but in my confusion, I mistime my sweep and get rushed down. I'm not quite KO'd yet, but I give up on turning this around. I raise my eyes from the screen and look for the fat man. I notice a large frame leaving through the door. I need to follow him. It was intuition. It's bad manners to stand up in the middle of a battle, but I'll lose sight of him at this rate. So I'm sorry. I could just make out his heavy voice over the noise of the games. I recognize that voice, unless it's just my imagination. It sounded like a voice I often heard during that summer 2 years ago. It's our big boy Daru. Our hacker man. I had already lost sight of the fat man. I know I saw him walking towards the station though. I look around. He's really big, so I should be able to spot him fairly easily.
見つけた。
He was pretty far away. I start calling out to him, but it would be embarrassing to shout around so many people, so I decide to just wave my hand vigorously. However, no matter how much I wave at the fat man's back, he's not gonna notice. I need to run after him. I hurry under the railway and finally catch up in front of the UPX. They really fucked that one up. The fat man still hasn't noticed me, and he's still strolling along. I gather up my courage and say something. There he is, and he's wearing a different shirt. Oh my gosh, after 2 years he changed the color of his shirt. Wow. The fat man turns to face me. Our eyes meet. I knew it. I recognized that face. There's no mistake. He was a college student who frequented the second floor of Dad's building 2 years ago. His name was... Yep, that's what it was. Yes, absolutely. Was that it? I'm not sure. He's more of a pig than a duck. God damn. The moment he recognizes me, Duck-san runs away at full speed. His massive body rocks back and forth as he waddles into the distance. I'm shocked that he bolted like that, damn. I didn't think he'd try to run away. I don't have time to be concerned with people around me now, so I shout to him. But Duck wouldn't stop. I rush after him. I'd never normally do something like this. To think Duck would run into the main street. Well, they didn't run into the street, but they ran to it. Pedestrians on the sidewalk stare at me, wondering what's going on as I chase after the fleeing Duck. Fortunately, Duck isn't a very fast runner. He's gasping for breath, bumping into basically everyone as he passes by. I'll catch him easily at this rate. Seemingly out of stamina, Duck finally comes to a complete halt. He slumps over and puts his hands on his knees, gasping for breath. Upon catching up to him, I notice everyone looking at us. We're in the middle of Akihabara. I'm a middle school girl chasing after a panting fat adult. I wonder what everyone around us is thinking about this situation. Couldn't he have stopped somewhere with fewer people? That kind of annoys me, but I can't just stand here saying nothing forever.
ダックおじさん、どうして逃げるんですか？
君誰？っていうかやばい来てる。捕まる。
Taking a closer look, Duck's gaze isn't on me. It's directed behind me. I turn around to look. The agents. It's summertime, yet 3 men in hot-looking black suits are wedging their way through the crowd towards us. I have no idea if they work with the ones I always see around Dad's building. But...
もしかして追われてるの？
もう走れないよ。
Duck is covered in sweat, looking like he could collapse to the ground at any moment. The agents are getting really close now. This feels like it came straight out of a manga.
こっち。
I move without thinking. I grab Duck's hand and pull him into the nearby parts shop. We weave through the narrow aisles and climb into the second floor. A store employee who knew Duck recognized him and let us take shelter there for a while. After hiding for about 10 minutes, we try heading back to the first floor. I look down the narrow aisles, checking to make sure there were no agents.
やり過ごせた？
みたい。
助かった。安心したら喉乾いてきたお。
Upon saying this, Duck starts walking off on his own. He's leaving. He's going to disappear. I feel like if we separate here, I'll never see him again. Someone please give me courage.
待ってください、ダックおじさん。
I make up my mind to stop him.
いや、つうか、ダックおじさんって誰？僕のこと？そんな風に呼ばれたのは初めてなわけだが。あと、君、誰？リアル JC に逆難されるとか、絶対なんかの罠っしょ。絵とか壺とか売りつけられるんですね、わかります。
I glare sharply at Duck.
私は天王寺ないです。
はあ、おお、ないちゃんし。
It seems like he finally remembered. Duck rapidly blinks his fleshy eyes.
ほい、 これは助けてくれたお礼。
Without even asking, Duck buys a drink from the vending machine and hands it to me. It's a 0-calorie cola. I need to get some of those. Oh, Ferris. I wonder if I can participate this year. I'm busy with my company, so maybe I should just retire as a Hall of Famer champ. Of course, my story will continue at a later date. The return of the legendary champ. There you go. I guess. But I don't even like soda. But I do. He could have asked me what I wanted before buying it. But it would be rude to refuse now, so I have no choice but to accept it.
ありがとうございます、ダックおじさん。
ダックおじさんって呼ぶのやめてほしいけん。呼び方はイタルお兄ちゃんで頼む。またはダルザスーパーハッカー。
I don't know about the former. I gotta be real with you. As he says this, Duck buys another 0-calorie cola. Nice.
激しい運動の後のコーラはうますぎだろ、ジョコ。異論は認めない。
Yeah. Yeah, some people, right? Like, after my runs and bike rides and shit, oh, absolutely. Fuck water. Fuck, Gatorade. Fuck Powerade. Fuck any sort of, like, juice. It's all about cola.
いやー、それにしても2年ぶりに来た秋葉で JC に助けられただけじゃなく、その JC が成長したなえちゃん氏とか、エロゲだったら完全にフラグじゃね？ガチで運命感じちゃってるわけだが、ここから僕となえちゃん氏との愛と冒険の日々が始まるんだお。映画化決定！あ、いや、じゃあ、イタルお兄ちゃんじゃなくてもいいっす。イタルさんとかでいいっす。なえちゃん氏、目が怖いわけだが。もちろん JC の冷ややかな視線つうのもそれはそれでありなんだけど。
Jesus Christ, Daru, come on. Ah, now I remember. I was thinking about it the whole time. This guy's name. His nickname is Daru. The lab mems called him that. His family name is Hashida. That's what my dad called him. Seeing how he just asked me to call him Itaru Oni-chan, his full name must be Itaru Hashida. Whew, that's a relief.
コーラ飲まないん？カロリーゼロだからダイエット中でも安心なのだぜ。
ダルおじさん、教えてもらえますか？
え？何よ？
2年前の夏、何があったのか。
When I spotted Daru in the arcade and had to chase him down, I didn't even think of asking him that. But now that I've calmed down, I see that his appearance and speech haven't really changed since 2 years ago. It's as though time suddenly rewound to that summer. I couldn't help but ask.
どうしてみんな急にいなくなっちゃったんですか？もうラボメンは集まらないんですか？
Daru's carefree expression suddenly changes. He seems sad somehow.
もう集まらないよ。未来ガジェット研究所は空中分解したっつか、みんなバラバラだし。ちなみに僕は去年1年間ずっとなんとスイスにいたのだぜ。世界を股にかけるスーパーハッカーだお、キリ。
スイス。旅行ですか？
まあそんなもん。オカリンやマキセ氏と一緒にね。
オカリンおじさんとクリスお姉ちゃん3人で？
そう。
Only 3 of them. Hearing his answer gives me a tight feeling deep in my chest. It's painful. He didn't mention her name. Mayuri. I don't think she knows. She was the one I liked most out of all the lab mems. She would always hug me with a kind smile on her face, like a mother. She spent all her time with Uncle Okarin. But they didn't go to Switzerland together. I think I already vaguely knew Mayuri had passed away, and it happened at Dad's building. Back then, I was so upset over my dad's death that I had no idea what happened to Mayuri, and there was no way I could have attended her funeral like that. But talking to Rumiho and Luka at Yanabayashi's shrine, I somehow knew. Mayuri isn't around anymore. Daru's story just now only confirms it.
どうして外国に行ってたんですか？
拉致されてたんだお。
Captive?
悪い奴らに捕まってさ、1年半くらいは幽閉されてたかな。で、僕とオカリンは命からがら脱出して、こうして日本に戻ってきてるっつうわけ。
そうなんだ。
Wait, is that supposed to be a joke? Daru's expression hasn't changed at all. Is this real or a lie? I don't know, it's a real pain. If only I could use Rumiho's Cheshire whatever right now. No matter how much I grow, I'm still a child. I can't even tell if an adult is telling the truth or not. It's frustrating. So I got a little mad.
私のお父さんが死んだ理由を知りませんか？
Daru got startled just now. Even I could see that.
何か知ってるんですか？教えてください。
I look him straight in the eyes and ask.
それはさ、僕も詳しくはわからないんだよね。それにさ、あれからもう2年経ってるわけじゃん。今さら何言ったって、なんとかに口なしっつうかなんつうか。
また、それなんだ。
Rumiho was the same.
私が聞いても、誰も教えてくれない。私が子供だから？ 2年前の当事者じゃないから？
させん。何にせよ、なえちゃん氏は僕らとはもう関わり合いにならない方がいいと思われ。じゃ。
Daru throws his empty cola can into the trash and walks off alone. Naturally, I follow him.
秋葉原にはずっといるんですか？
いや、いるとしても来週ぐらいまでだお。
Next week. Sounds like they don't intend to stay here like they did 2 years ago.
どうして今になって秋葉原に戻ってきたんですか？
ちょっと用事があるんだお。
オカリンおじさんは？
来てないよ。
これからどこに？
ラボ。
ラボ。
A place that the lab mems called home. There's no question.
あのビル、行くの？
これ、他の人には内緒にしといてもらえると助かるわけだが。
鍵、かかってるよ。
なえちゃん氏、鍵持ってたりするん？
Well, hold that thought, Daru. We have a message from Lukako. Hi, Nai-chan. You said you wanted to make cookies yourself last time we met, right? Let's find some time when summer break starts to make them together. You'd be a big help if you could ask Rumiho-chan what date works for her. What do we got here? The cookies you baked before were super good. I want to be as good at baking and making sweets as you are. I didn't even know that was a thing from Lukako. Well, you know what? Never mind. Yeah, whatever. Lukako has baked before, cooked before. My summer break starts on the 21st. I'll ask Rumiho about her plans. Let's go with the first one. Seems a little, a little bit more cheerful. And it seems like everybody is addressing Ferris as Rumiho. It's very interesting.
持ってるけど。
マジ？
It seems Daru asked that question as a joke. He's surprised by my answer.
お父さんが死んでから、一応、私がオーナーっていうことになってるから。
In name only, though. Daru turns to face me.
ちなみにさ、42型のブラウン管テレビって今も置きっぱ？
42型。
That was the biggest CRT at the store.
多分、置きっぱなしです。お父さんが死んでから何も持ち出してないし。
I couldn't bear to get rid of the TVs in the store without Dad's approval.
来た来た！
Daru comes to some sort of agreement with himself and nods.
なえちゃんし、お店の鍵ちょっとだけ貸してくんない？ダメ？
あそこで何をするつもりなんですか？
それは
何も教えずに鍵を借りようなんて、そんなの虫が良すぎると思います。
Nah, I agree. I gather my courage and express my concerns to his face.
おかりんには誰にも言うなって言われてるんだけど。なえちゃんし、秘密守れる？口は硬い方？
大丈夫です。
I won't mention that Suzuha once told me I have a bad habit of carelessly spilling secrets. Yeah, probably best to keep that one on the down low. But that was 2 years ago. I'm a middle schooler now. I'm sure it'll be fine.
これ誰にも言わないっつうことでやろう。ガチなんで。実はさ、過去にメールを送るんだ。
冗談はやめてください。私は真面目に話してるのに。
ガチだっつうの。
だって過去にメールを送るなんて、そんなの。
As I'm saying this, I remember. 2 years ago, I went to Dad's store to play. I could hear Okarin and the others' voices coming out from the second-story window. I know I clearly heard the words.
タイムマシン。
エグザクトリー、その通りでございます。2年前、僕らはそれを発明したんだ。
For some reason, I feel like he isn't lying. After all, if that was true, the reason why Mayuri died, why the lab members disappeared, why Daru and the others were captured and taken abroad, that explains it all.
過去にメールを本当に。
僕らは D メールって呼んでるんだけどさ、ラボからじゃないと送れないんだよね。
タイムマシンがあそこに隠してあるんですか？
隠してあるっつうか、多分ラウンダーに回収されちゃったからまた作り直さなくちゃいけないわけだが。
What are rounders?
どっちにしても僕はあのラボに行かなくちゃダメなんだよ。でないと未来でいろいろ都合が悪くなるらしいんで。だからこの通り貸してください、お願いします。
He bows his head. His voice is loud. People around us are looking again. On top of that...
そこの君たち。
Oh, fuck.
ゲゲ。
A police officer who was passing by took notice of us. To be fair, it does look really suspicious when Daru and I are talking to each other.
大丈夫。
The police officer asks, ignoring Daru to look me in the eye.
いや、僕は別に何も怪しくないっつうか、悪いことは何にもしてないっつうか、そりゃ二次元においてはロリコンかもしれんけど、三次元に手を出すなんてもってのほかで。
Dude, stop talking!
ダルおじさん、それ自爆。
ぐねね。
君たちはどういう関係かな？
それはその。
Daru looks my way, begging for help. I breathe a small sigh.
いとこです。
え？
いとこです。
でも今、おじさんって。
そう呼んでるだけです。
あ、そういとこ。つうか僕まだ21なのにおじさん呼ばわりとかちょっとひどくねみたいな。
あ、そうですか。それは失礼しました。
The police officer was still tilting his head a little in doubt, but leaves. I mean, he has every right to be, really fucking concerned. Daru lets out a big sigh.
危ねえ、危なすぎる。こんなんで捕まったらユキタンに殺されるよ。
Oh shit, he already met her. Wow, alright. I'd never heard the name Yuki-tan before, but I didn't think to ask about her. We had more important things to do.
今日これで2回もダルおじさんのこと助けてあげたね。
ま、そうなるかも。
かもじゃないよ。助けたよ。
I couldn't get involved 2 years ago, and because of that, I know nothing.
だから代わりに
This might be my only chance to jump in.
私にもその D メールっていうのを送らせて。
ちょっ。
For just a moment, I wondered what I could do. What kind of message do I want to send, and who do I want to send it to? The answer was immediate. Sometimes I forget that he wears that apron. I want to ask Dad, why did you leave me all alone 2 years ago? But more than that, I wanted to get involved, to jump into what I couldn't get involved in 2 years ago. Yeah, I'm sure that'll work out. Okay, that'll end the first episode here of Nai's Route. I feel like we made some pretty good progress. I don't know how long this one's gonna be. I don't know if it's going to be longer or shorter than the previous routes. This being like an extra route, or like the hidden route, the true ending route, whatever. I don't know. But regardless, it's shaping up to be a real interesting one. Which means that yes, this game is going to end probably on a sad note instead of a haha funny Okabe going in circles, comedic note. But that's okay. At least we're getting a good story here in the end. Well, I am excited to see where this goes, and I hope you guys are as well. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.